Semifinals bound. Semifinals. Semifinals with no Cindy Crosby. Yikes. It is what it is. It be what it be. Sometimes she goes, sometimes she doesn't. She didn't go, it's the way she goes. No Cindy Crosby for this one. In the semifinals of the Olympics. No Crosby in the Olympics in the semifinals. If Canada wins this game, Crosby will probably do anything he can to play in the final. Nick Suzuki replacing Sidney Crosby's spot on the third line. If that doesn't tell you how stacked Canada is. You got McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby. Nick Suzuki slotted in for Sid the Kid. Playing with Mitch Marner and Mark Stone. Well, we're in one. We are in one against the Finns. Switzerland up 2-0, blows the game late. Finns win 3-2 overtime. How's she going? 3-2. Canada, Finland semifinals, 10:40 a.m. How's she going? Fuck, dude. I much rather play fucking Switzerland than Finland. Finland has an entire roster of NHL players. Top line, Granlund, Hintz, Rantanen, Moose, Stanley Cup winner, Lehkonen, Sebastian Aho, Teravainen, Luostarinen, Antoine Lundell, Capocacco. Dude, if we thought the Czechs were a struggle, just wait for Finland. Dude, this team is stacked. This team is fantastic. And thankfully, I mean this in the most respectful way. I don't wish injuries upon any athlete, but if Sasha Barkov was in the lineup here, ew. Anyways, Canada takes on Finland tomorrow morning, 10:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the semifinals of the Milano Cortina Olympic Games, Winter Olympic Games. You saw the reaction. Overtime against the Czechs. I was not hyped. I was hyped because we won. I was shitting in my pants. I aged 35 years. It was a fucking nightmare. As a fan of Canada, as a fan of hockey, as a fan of just so many of these players that's on this team. Dude, if you didn't age even a minute in that hockey game against the Czechs in overtime, do you even watch hockey? And we go into the semifinals against Finland. They're a great squad. The average hockey player doesn't know about Finland. Finland's unbelievable at hockey. Teemu Selanne, Sasha Barkov. The list goes on and on and on and on. But I got the Vancouver 2010 hat on. I'm hoping we get a Canada-US final. Because the Americans play Slovakia. Which they should win that game. But the Canadians have a much harder path to the final than the Americans do. Czechia, now Finland, almost lost to Czechia in overtime. Like, Jordan Binnington, my God. You have to start Binnington in that game. You have to start Binnington tomorrow. They had a day off. Hopefully they got their practice in. And this just goes back to my Four Nations video I made a year ago, which is crazy how fast time goes by. But this is a game you want Braden Point in the lineup. And it's unfortunate that he's injured. And not on the lineup, but you would what? Slot Braden Point in for Suzuki? Like, anyways, you can't dwell in the past. You can't dwell on injuries. If you're an athlete like myself, you know injuries happen and shit happens. It's unfortunate that Braden Point is not in this Olympic Games. And, you know, I feel for the guy because 2-time Cup champ, Four Nations winner. He is an unbelievable hockey player, man. He's so underrated. The average hockey fan does not know about Braden Point. Anyways, we gotta move with what we got. Celebrating McDavid Wilson, I think that needs to change. I don't think Tom Wilson should be in the top line with Connor McDavid and Celebrini. I think McDavid and Celebrini are too fast. I think they're too fast for Tom Wilson. I think you put Tom Wilson with Marchand, slot in Sam Bennett. I think you put that on the third, fourth line. Make it a grind for the Finns. Celebrini and McDavid, throw McKinnon in there. I know he's a center. Put him on the wing. Like, he's going to find the way to get the job done. He's a dog. It's Nathan McKinnon we're talking about here. Like, goddamn Nova Scotia's finest, Nathan McKinnon. I think that John Cooper is going to do a decent amount of line changes here to counter what the Finns got going on. Like, Mikael Granlund, Rupe Hintz, Mikko Rantanen. Like, that top line is disgusting. I don't know if Tom Wilson is a top line guy in that. And I know, like, yeah, he gets the job done physically, but, like, we need to get it done. And maybe you throw Marner on the top wing with Celebrini and McDavid. Maybe throw Tom Wilson with Suzuki and Stone. That's a decent line. I think that's unreal. And you got Bo Horvat, Brad Marshy, Seth Jarvis. Same emotions I had with the Four Nations. He's good. He's great. But is he an X factor in a do or die, go home game? I get it. He's a grinder. Even Bo Horvat. I just don't get it, dude. I just don't get it. And we're here. We're here based off our offensive depth that we have on this Canadian hockey team. And you've seen it. Celebrini, so many points. McDavid's setting Olympic records like it's his day job. And this is his first Olympics. He's setting records. Most points in however many games. He's averaging a point a period. It's disgusting. Connor McDavid's Connor McDavid. It's a massacre what he's doing. If I'm John Cooper, I mean, I'm not a coach of the NHL. I didn't win 2 Stanley Cups as a coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think you gotta go balls to the wall here against the Finns. Because the Finns have an entire NHL roster. And I just think that you need to put the top guys to work. I think you need to put all the chips on the table here. And I think that you need to just let the big dogs get it done. So I think you drop Tom Wilson on the third line. I mean, you could go Celebrini, McDavid, Marner. You could go Celebrini, McDavid, McKinnon. I think Mark Stone is solidified as a 2-line or 3rd-line winger. I think that he plays that role very well. In a game like this, where hitting is allowed opposed to women's hockey, where America won goal today against the Canadians, scored late 2 minutes ago. Way she goes. It sucks, man. You don't want to see the American women win gold and then the American boys win gold. Like, so anyways, enough of that. But you gotta figure something out here. You gotta apply depth. You gotta apply just speed and just talent, I guess, against the Finns, who are extremely talented. Their first two lines are disgusting. The Finns are fucking mint, dude. They are unreal. And it's not going to be a dog walk for the Canadians here. It's not going to be a dog walk. And you're going to have to find depth. So that's when it comes down to, like, what do you do line-wise? You got Brandon Hagel, Nathan McKinnon, Sam Reinhart on the second line. Marner, Suzuki, Stone. Suzuki replacing Crosby. Fuck, don't you wish Sidney Crosby's in this lineup? Like, oh my god. And then the fourth line, Marchand, Horvat, Jarvis. Sam Bennett as the extra. I think you gotta bump Sam Bennett up. I think you have to play McDavid with McKinnon. And Celebrini. Celebrini or Marner. Give me a number one line of Marner or Celebrini, McDavid solidified, and Nathan McKinnon on the right wing. I know he's a center, I get it. But in a game like this, you need to score quick, you need to score first, and you need to hold the lead. And I think that our defense could do enough. If we score one, maybe score two, I think we have enough to get the job done. But I think you need to, as the Canadians, I think you need to just abuse the talent that you have on your first and second line. So I don't want to say I'm worried. I'm not worried. I believe in McDavid. I believe in Crosby, even though he's not in the lineup for this game. I still believe his presence is very known. I believe in McKinnon. I think McKinnon needs to play with McDavid. Like, something in my heart is telling me that we need to score first. I think the Canadians need to score first in this hockey game. And I think the way to get that done is get the Big Mac, whatever fucking line it is, Celebrini, McDavid, McKinnon. I think that Tom Wilson needs to drop down. I think Tom Wilson needs to play the role if we're winning in the second, late in the second, third period, we're winning the game. I think that's where Tom Wilson, Brad Marshy come to play. So I think that the Canadians need to give out the most talent possible in the first and second line as they can. Because the Finns are no joke, dude. This Finnish team is unreal, dude. They're fucking talented, man. They're talented top to bottom. Bottom six to top six. Like, they're talented. And I think that the Canadians need to fucking work it. I think the Canadians need to work their lines. And I trust in John Cooper. I trust in the Four Nations winner. I trust in the two-time Stanley Cup champion, John Cooper. But fuck, don't you wish Braden Point was here? Oh my god, this is a game Braden Point would feast on. Anyways, that's a preview. Canada, Finland, 10:40 a.m. Be there or be square. Do it for Sid, who's been the fucking face of Canadian hockey for 21 plus years. Look at this hat. Vancouver 2010. Sidney Crosby, golden goal. Come on. Like, dude, get her done, boys. I trust in McDavid. McDavid's healthy. I know McKinnon took a shot to the head. You think the dog is not going to play in a fucking semifinal game of the Olympics? You're out of your mind. You know what it comes down to in this game? Depth. I think McDavid's going to do his part. I think McKinnon's going to do his part. Sabrina's going to do his thing. You hope on the depth of the Tom Wilsons, the Brad Marchands, the Bo Horvats of the world. And you hope Sam Bennett comes to life in this hockey game tomorrow morning. And I truly believe that we're going to win. I'm predicting a 3-2 Canada win. I hope it's not an overtime, because that 3-on-3 overtime is disgusting It should be 5-on-5. Anyways, give me Canada. Do it for Sid, boys. Do it for Sid. Do it for Sid. Every single player on this hockey team is a fan of Sidney Crosby. Every single player on this hockey team grew up loving Sidney Crosby. So get the job done for Nova Scotia's finest, Sidney Crosby. Let's get her done, boys. 10:40 a.m. Be there, be square. It's going to be a good one. Don't miss it. Let's go, Canada. Ciao.